Hey!
Hello, 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 hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Insider live stream. I'm Peter.
And I'm Mike.
And I have to get back, I have to get used to being back a little bit on the live stream, because I was almost going to say weekly Wednesday live stream. It used to be like that. But yeah.
Just one small word in between.
Yeah, I know.
Bi-weekly live stream.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
almost.
We need to adjust this. That one also still says weekly.
Does it?
It does.
Holy crap. Yeah, see?
We need to fix that.
Old habits. Old habits. Die hard. Yeah, we do too. But yeah, you know, for weekly, we just simply didn't have enough time. We have a lot of other stuff to do. And so, yeah.
Some bigger projects came up.
Exactly, yeah. So we have to divide our time.
But we still try to spend some time with you guys.
Obviously. Yeah.
Like today.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like I'm talking to the kids and trying to explain to them, you know, we still love you. It's you know.
I kind of feel like our kids. It's our family.
I know. We spent years, you know, raising them, and
we have some viewers that have been here
together
for years.
I know. That's what makes it so impressive. Anyway, welcome to today's live stream, everybody. We're going to be talking about the Versa Pro wireless that you can see I have here. And we're going to tell you all about the features. We're going to do an unboxing and even a bit of gaming, so you can actually see that no matter how good the hardware is,
so I
you
can
suck,
replace
you still
this thing
suck.
later on.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, actually I have a pretty good one here as well. Versa 300 Elite wireless, which is also still a pretty recent mouse, but I still like it, so play with it a lot. But yeah, I mean, this thing obviously trumps it. But
so what's better, a pro gamer or an elite gamer?
Oof, it depends on how you classify yourself. But I would say pro, because I mean, yeah, you know, if you're pro, then you're getting paid. Usually, that's what pro means.
And if you're elite, aren't you the best of the pros then? Isn't that elite?
I don't know. It depends. If you're an elite pro, yes.
Okay, let's keep that at. Elite
right.
pro is where
Cool.
we aim for.
Yeah. All right. Does it have its own charging dock? We're gonna get around to that, guys. Before we do, though, we also have a giveaway, as you can see over my left shoulder for you guys, right side. So it's Steam wallet codes, obviously very useful. Always nice to have. If you want to participate, go to msi.com/2/insider. That's still the same, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to check. Or follow the Gleam link that's being posted in the chat. I assume it still does that every 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, still correct.
At least on Twitch and YouTube, right?
Very good.
Because we stream on multiple channels still. But yeah, you can find the link in the chat on either YouTube or Twitch. And yeah, there you can participate. The more actions you perform, the more points you get, and the better your chance of winning. So yeah, so let's get going. What should we do first? I guess just start with an unboxing, right?
That's always a good idea.
Let's get right into it.
What are we actually talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then I have actually maybe roll the movie. Because we recorded a video for this recently, for this product. It is on YouTube already, and if you visited this live stream link before the live stream started, there was a teaser there, a trailer, and that was basically it. But yeah, let's roll it for everybody who hasn't seen it yet.
In 3, 2, 1, have fun.
Let's go. Right, so that was it. It was quite short, but
that was it. Thanks for the stream.
Yeah, well, I mean, that does pretty much cover most of the features. Not all, to be fair, because we had to keep it short, the movie. So not everything's included there. We're going to be talking about some of the other things that weren't mentioned. Some more
details.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course, trying to answer any questions you may have. when does it arrive? The keyboard model name. Well, if you've been paying attention, you may know the model name already, but it's not available yet. Simo on YouTube is asking that. Only pros have a mouse dock. Damn right. Yeah. Okay. So let's dive right into it. So here's the box. Let's have a look at the box first. Let's see if the camera picks up.
Hello, camera. Wake up.
Yeah, it always takes a while.
Hello, camera.
Usually.
Yes, hey, there we are. There we go. Good morning, camera.
Yeah.
Good picture here as well.
Yeah, exactly. So as you can see, it's called Versa Pro Wireless. It's a new entry in our Versa series of gaming mice. As I said, the previous mouse I was holding there was also a Versa.
Eric and I tried this one.
Yes,
we did
Versa
a live
300 Elite.
That.
There's indeed. So there's a Versa 300, Versa 300 Elite, and now in the mouse series there's a new entry which is called Versa Pro Wireless. There are actually two versions of this mouse, and I will get around to that a little bit later. But basically, one, and that's the one I'm holding here, comes with the dock. But there's also a version available in some regions. This differs per region. Without the dock, so it's only the mouse basically, and there are some more differences there, but I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, very nice premium box, as you can see. On all sides the mouse is being shown, almost all sides, or the name of the mouse. On the rear you can already see a little bit of specs, of course, and a bit of information, but and some other boring stuff at the bottom, which honestly you really don't want to know much about. It's
I always read all of that.
I know. I've actually been a bit more into this than I would care for the past half year, helping out with some stuff. So yeah, I learned a lot about it. It's interesting, but it's tedious as hell. So yeah, inside that there's a nice black box, as you can see, with the MSI logo on it. Other than that, really nothing on it. And then we should be able to open that up. There we go. So it's a nice package inside as well, with a bit of soft foam, like protective foam. It's a very thin layer, but it definitely helps a little bit to protect everything inside. And then there's another little layer, which if we lift it up, there's the money shot. There's the stuff we want to see. So
it's a lot of stuff
exactly.
For a mouse box.
I'm going to take it out one by one, of course, but before we do that, the mouse, this is the dock. There's two sets of cables in here. One basically to use with the mouse if you're just using the mouse and you don't want to use the dock, and one for the dock basically. So you can have two sets there. And there's another little thing included here, which is a USB type A to type C converter. So I mean, most PCs these days will have a type C on their PC. But in case you don't have it, there's still a type A to type C. And to be fair, you don't really even need that, because these cables are also type, let's see if we can, there we go, type A to type C. So basically it's just a little bonus to include that. Okay, so let's start with the mouse. This one has already been used to shoot the video, so the protective film, as you could see during the video, I already tore it off.
No peeling today.
No. Yeah, we had to do a couple of takes of that, and so I went through about 2 or 3 mice, I think, to do the tear-offs. So yeah, hopefully, if you want the tear-off action, you're going to have to see the video again. We included the sound effects and everything.
Nice.
But yeah, as you can see, some nice white PTFE skates here underneath. Also, quite immediately, you can see there's a connection mode toggle. So at the moment it's off. That's also the setting you can put it in if you want to use it in the wired mode. So it's got basically 3 modes of connection, let's say. So in the off setting, you can use it wired and just connect the cable at the front, the USB-C. It'll also charge when you do that, by the way, so you can use it while charging. The bottom setting is like that. It's wireless. Oh, the Wi-Fi is giving out a bit, I think.
Maybe you interrupted the signal with
maybe, I don't know.
Let's try it again.
And then there's the top setting is Bluetooth, so it also does Bluetooth, which is really nice.
Black screen.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No blue. Yeah. And then you have a button alongside here, which is, yeah, we'll get around to that later, but this, in other mice, this would be the DPI button. This one actually has a dedicated, actually, no, it is still a DPI button on this mouse. But there's also one on here, which is more about swapping RGB patterns, let's say. And then there's another button on top of this, which is really cool. This is for the scroll wheel, because the scroll wheel can go, in this case now it's going like in steps, let's say, right? So it's a click scrolling, I think we call it. So you basically get one click, one click. This is very useful in games, for example, where you have an inventory and you just want to make sure that you go item by item, let's say.
Or weapon by weapon.
Yeah, exactly. But if you click this button and you release it, now
if you picked up a lot of weapons, then
yes,
you use
now
this one.
suddenly you can see it's free scrolling. So basically, you can. This is if you want to go through content real quick or get to the end of you know, some terms and conditions or whatever the hell.
Through an MSI user manual.
Exactly. Or you just feel like, you know, you want to. This is like a roulette wheel, like a.
For those very long PDF files.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, but it's really nice to have that option.
Coming in Twitch chat, built-in fidget spinner.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. You can say it like that. And then it's easy as that. And now we're back into click scrolling again. You can also see that there are some arrows on the left and right mouse buttons. You can see that, and that is because this is a what we call a four-way scroll wheel. So you've got obviously up and down, but you can also, it's click action going that way and going the other way. So by pushing on the sides, it actually clicks, and so you can also do that. And obviously you can just simply push it for the normal scroll wheel push action as well. There's also a little button here, which in this case will mute the default function for it is to mute the entire system, so basically your sound, mute and unmute. But you can reprogram that to do anything else that you want, so that's also pretty cool. And on the side here, as you can see, it is a right-handed mouse, obviously, so it's optimized for right-handed ergonomics. Also with a built-in thumb rest, where you can lay your thumb while gaming. On the side here, you've got obviously the two standard side buttons. So basically, this will be, you know, forward and back if you're, for example, in a browser. So that's always quite useful. But there's another little button here that's not really standard on or found on many mice. And this is what we call the sniper key. And so what this does is this will temporarily lower the sensitivity of your mouse. So basically, any mouse movements that you make become more precise, let's say. So it's for the same amount of movement with your hand, the mouse moves less far. And so that's why it's more just, you know, if you temporarily need to have a bit more, accuracy, that's when you use that. Mike will probably just use it in the lower sensitivity at all times, because Mike is a low sensitivity player.
Yeah, exactly.
But Eric, for example, would be the complete opposite. He uses the highest possible sensitivity. So it's really nice within our team we have those two extremes.
Yeah, so for Eric, if you barely touch his mouse, you spin like 3 times around.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see, so that's basically the buttons on the mouse, as I already mentioned, but there is a USB-C port on the front of the mouse, which can be used for charging, but also while using it in a wired mode if you want. There's also a little cool thing here, and as you can see, there is a little symbol on here, which is basically indicates this one is for charging as well. So what we call this is a charging puck. And what this also has is it underneath it, you can actually take it out by pressing on it on the bottom side. And then it lifts out like this.
So not recommended to use this for hockey, right?
No. It's not that kind of puck,
okay.
Indeed. Yeah. But as you can see, it also stores the USB dongle, the wireless USB dongle for wireless use. But also here you can see there's like, I think they call these like pogo points or something, right?
That's a good question.
I think like for charging, if you're doing wireless charging, usually it's something like that. And then,
you often see it on smartwatches and stuff as well.
Yes, exactly, yeah, for like wireless magnetic charging.
Yeah.
And so on the other side of the puck, there is the reverse, the other contact point, so that basically snaps onto that. And so this little puck is also certified for QI wireless charging.
So you can charge your phone on your dock?
Yes, you should be able to. But I mean, yeah, the dock isn't QI certified. It's the puck specifically.
Okay.
But I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter because the dock will indeed. That's why it's magnetic. It will also connect to the dock and basically, yeah, be on there. So once you're done, you can just slap that into place. And there you go. And this is also one of the differences between the mouse when you buy it with the dock or if you buy it without the dock. Obviously, if you buy it without the dock, you don't get that. You only get one cable. But also, this puck will look slightly different. And instead of this,
cap than a charging puck.
well, I mean, the shape is still the same, and you can still take it out. But instead of having this little lightning symbol, like a power symbol, to showcase that it can be used for charging, it will. The puck will have, I think, a symbol on it or a little print on it for the USB dongle, basically. So it will look like a, and it basically that's because you don't have the puck that you have to have for charging. So you can only use the puck basically as a cover for your USB dongle.
Mr. Mestos was asking earlier, how much does it weigh? And additional question from my side, does it also matter if you have the charging puck in it or if you have the version without?
Not much, I don't think. I mean, obviously.
How heavy is this? That's actually much lighter than I expected.
It's very light.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it barely weighs that much, but so I don't think it makes that much big of a difference. I can check. Let me check because I do actually have something open here. No, I think the weight indeed with the normal, the combo version, let's say, with the charging dock and the one without, should be the same weight according to our data.
And how much is the weight? What's Mr. Mestos?
97 grams.
97 grams.
So it's not hugely lightweight in terms of the what currently is considered lightweight, but it's definitely not heavy. Let's put it like that.
It's also a somewhat bigger mouse than
it is. Yeah.
The ultra lightweights that you usually see.
Yeah. I mean, if you compare it to something like the Versa 300 Elite Wireless,
it's quite a bit wider as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is also not that small of a mouse. I mean, it's decently sized, but I would call this average, let's say, pretty much. But as you see, it has a bit of a wider footprint, and obviously it also has that wireless charging capability. So
I also saw a question earlier from Alan. What about lefties? You will either have a less comfortable experience, or you should, for example, go for an ambidextrous mouse.
Yeah.
Or like there are on the market also specific mice for left-handed people, but they're very rare.
Yes, because I mean statistically, the number of left-handed people are less. So I mean, that it's just there are less people that are left-handed, unfortunately, for the people that are. So that means that most companies like us as well are going to cater to the majority of people, primarily at least.
But also in addition to the low percentage of people that are left-handed, not all left-handed people use their mouse with their left hand. My girlfriend, for example, she is left-handed, but she uses the mouse with her right hand.
I also think this is still a leftover from a culture. We were talking about this recently with my family as well, where my daughters are learning to write, and so we're also observing if they're right or left-handed, and then stories come up about people who used to be left-handed, but then when we were growing up, and maybe more extreme for me than you because I'm a little bit older, but people were actively discouraged from being left-handed back in the day. So they were actually taught to be right-handed, and even back in the day when computers became a thing and people were having personal computers in the home, most mice tended to be right-handed ergonomic as well at some point. Before that, they were like anti-ergonomic even. Yeah. They were like square.
And boxy.
Yes, very boxy indeed, and very non-ergonomic. So the first ergonomic mice tended to be right-handed oriented as well, and that's basically where it's a legacy of that, I think. And maybe that will change and it will become a bit more, ambidextrous and amorphous, or however you want to call it. Like, that's, for example, this mouse can be used by left-handed. However, you still have a little bit of a drawback because the side buttons are only on the left-hand side.
They become pinky buttons instead of
exactly, yeah, exactly. So, because on the other side, even though the shape is ambidextrous, let's say, or symmetrical, I guess, the buttons are still placed on the side that's optimized for right-hand use. So yeah. Yeah. I see some people indeed also saying, indeed, like my mom was left-handed. She was forced by her mother to be right-handed. Indeed, I mean, this was very common back in the day. So yeah. But who knows? Maybe we'll make a left-hand optimized mouse at some point. Who knows? If there's a big enough market for it, obviously, then we can always look into that. But yeah, I think that basically summarizes things that you could see from the outside, at least, without turning it on. The battery, as far as I know, should be 450 milliamp hours. So it's fairly decently sized. It's not the biggest battery I think we've ever seen, but it should be more than adequate.
Of course, you can make it bigger, but you would increase the weight as well.
That's
so
the
it's
trade-off.
Always a trade-off.
Yes, yeah. And especially the battery. I mean, look at electric cars and stuff like that. The batteries are usually the bulk of the weight these days, but with, or at least a huge part of it.
My car is relatively small, but it's an electric one, so it's very heavy for the size that it is.
Exactly, yeah. So batteries, because they are so literally energy dense, right?
Yeah.
They're very heavy.
It's actually quite interesting because our second car is much bigger, but it's actually lighter because it's a petrol car.
Yeah.
The electric one is just the battery makes it so much heavier.
Yeah, because it's bigger, but it has probably a lot of air. Like it has like loading capacity, but it's air when there's nothing in there. So yeah. Okay, let's take the rest out of the box. So I already showed the cables. So there's two identical cables. I believe they're each 2 meters long. Nice with a built-in rubber cable tie, so you can always put them away nicely, or just tie up the bit that you don't need of the length. They are also quite soft, as you can see. There's I think they call it paracord or something. Like it's very low friction, so they won't stop anything. Let's say it's very pliable and flexible. And also it's braided.
But still, if you run out of cable and there is a beer on your desk, be careful.
Yeah, that's your problems usually, I guess. Yeah. But then again, it's a wireless mouse primarily, so you should most of the time.
I wouldn't use it
run
with
into
the cable. Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. But again, it's nice to have the option, and also it's braided, as you can see. Let's see.
And if all of a sudden you run out of battery, if you have a hugely long session and you still want to continue gaming, so you don't have the option to put it on the dock at that point in time, and just plug it in and continue.
Exactly, yeah. And then this cable is really nice to have because it's very, again, it's very flexible. This will not provide any resistance while gaming. So there's two of those. And they're identical. Both of them have are just as pliable and have that same finish. Then the dock. So as you can see, the dock here is called, let's see if we can get it right, MSI Mouse Dock Pro. So you will see that also in the name later on the web page.
Unless you're not a very good gamer, then it says Mouse Dock Amateur.
Yes, yeah, or not so pro indeed. Yeah, noob. No, just kidding. So this weighs. I think I would hesitate to say this weighs at least as much as the mouse. I mean, you can try it. And
it's probably
there's a little bit of a difference, obviously, because this one is a little bit smaller than the mouse. So you tend to have things, even if they're the same weight, but if something is smaller, it feels heavier because it's physically smaller. But I would probably bet that the dock is heavier than the mouse, which is nice because you want this thing to stay in place. As you can see, it has this rubber finish at the sides here, so that if you have like a slippery surface or something, it will stick to the place, so it's anti-slip. One of the cables, you can let it come in through here, and then there's a little, let's see if we have the light for it, but yeah, a little USB-C port on the bottom here, so you can tuck it away nicely. Also very nice, you have an extra USB port on the dock itself, and that's for the...
So that's a pass-through, basically.
Yes, it's a wireless dongle, basically, because otherwise you would, if you want to connect both the dock and the dongle on your PC, it would take up 2 ports. So by doing it this way, you only take up 1 port on your PC, and you still have, the charging capability of the dock itself, but you also can use the wireless dongle, so you don't need to take up 2 ports. So that's nice. I thought, at least, that's a nice touch.
Of course, it is just USB, so technically you can use it for other things as well. But if it's too high, then you will not be able to place your mouse on your dock anymore. So that's something to keep in mind.
Indeed. And as you can see, there's a big circle here, which has the same icon as that. So that's just for the people who can't or don't want to read. They probably still will understand. And it's actually magnetic. So when I put this on here, it should, in theory, well, if I'm not moving it too much, just stay in place. Oh, there you go. So if I
move it too much,
well, that's the thing, right? Normally
usually it's on the table.
Exactly. So if I put it on the table, let's do that, because I think that's better. And I just put the mouse here, then there you go. So it basically you will feel it. Like if you move it around a little bit on the dock, you will feel when it holds it, let's say, right? And if you put it there wrong, obviously it will slide off. So you'll need to find the sweet spot, but if you've done it a few times, it becomes second nature.
So that also helps to find the right location for charging, because if if it wouldn't be placed on correctly, it wouldn't be able to charge.
Exactly. Yeah. Another nice touch, but we'll see that when we turn it on as well, is on the mouse as well as the dock. It has what we call diamond light grips. At least on the mouse, it's called that. Which is some LED lights coming through the side and also on other parts of the mouse, like the scroll wheel in this case. The dock also has that, but also on the side. So as you can see, it's really nice. It's matching in terms of style. And so the lights will also have, you can actually separately program them in MSI Center as well, which we'll show later. So it's also a nice touch. But also on the dock, for example, the lights will show like a status. So if you start charging, I believe it will start pulsing red or something like that. So just to indicate, hey, we've got contact and we're charging. You'll see it on the mouse as well, but just to confirm, let's say, that it's happening and the connection has been made. I think that covers most of the stuff.
See, Alan in chat is not a fan of RGB lights in the mouse, especially for a wireless one, because of the battery. Of course, it does affect battery time.
Yes.
But I think you can also switch it off, right?
Yes, actually.
So if you want to conserve battery life more and get more battery life out of it, then you can switch it off in the software.
Yeah, and actually later on I'll show you the software as well, but there's also a setting in MSI Center which you can basically, it will help you to save battery, because it will basically just say, for example, I'm not sure what the time frame is, but turn the LEDs off after, I don't know, like 10 seconds or something like that. So every time, when you're using it, when you touch it, they will come on. But then if you don't touch it for a little bit, then they will go off and it will save battery.
Shouldn't we switch that around? Because when you're holding it,
you're
blocking the lights with your hand.
Yes, maybe, but not all of them. I mean, even if you're still holding it like this, you can, especially on that side, you can still see some of it, right? But yeah, I mean, that's something that it depends on who you ask, but yeah.
I would do the same, by the way, as probably Alan would. I would also switch it off to get more battery life out of it.
Yeah, but that's always a possibility. And that's the same thing with, for example, the connection modes as well. I mean, the best battery life you get while having it in the off mode and connecting the cable. But other than that, I mean, the next best thing in terms of battery life would be Bluetooth. That's the next, let's say, least battery intensive one. And as you can see, when I turn on Bluetooth, the lights blink blue for the pairing mode. And the one that's a little bit more battery intensive is wireless. And obviously this has the least latency, so it kind of makes sense as well. It has the highest polling rate and stuff like that. But yeah. But you have all the options that you can play around with it and basically do it however you want. And yes, you will get better battery life with the lights turned off. That's true. But then you get none of the extra FPS and none of the extra flare.
Yep.
Okay. Let me connect this up, and then we can show you how it looks when it's powered on, especially with the dock.
There's the video again. Okay, there we go.
What happened?
The video was still activated when I reactivated the scene.
Oh, I see.
But I stopped too early because now people couldn't see the peel again.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, let's see. So we have this, then we'll connect this to the dock. And as you can see, when you connect it, you can maybe grab the phone camera. once you connect it, if it starts working.
Hello, camera.
Hello.
Pretty please.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe. Yes. No.
Not really a smooth operator.
Oof.
There we go.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure if you can see the lights very clearly, because obviously there's a lot of light in the studio. Yeah, that's a little bit better. But as you can see, it will just do a rainbow loop. And then if I take the mouse and I put it on there in the right position, as you can see, it starts pulsing red to indicate we're charging. The mouse will, in this case, show a green color, but that depends on
Because
the battery level.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So there's different indicators indeed. So if it's like red or red flashing or whatever, then it's a little bit low on battery, so it will.
And if you now take it off, then the dock goes back to rainbow? Yeah.
Yes. Indeed. The
Nice.
same as the mouse, let's say. Well, not identically. Yeah, it's a little bit out of sync, it looks like. But then again, we haven't synced anything up yet through software, so this is just out of the box. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I mean, if you're not gaming, you can just put it on here. Charging doesn't take a whole lot of time, so that's always nice. Let me turn the other mouse off, because otherwise I'm going to have two mice vying for attention on the PC. That's not a good thing. I see somebody's asking about, or talking about mouse mats that are charging as well. Yeah, there are those, but yeah, it's quite difficult, I think, and at least it's very expensive as well. I think, was it Logitech that has one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's nice, but you know, it's also not ideal.
For me, the biggest issue with those is the size.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I play at such a low sensitivity, I need a very big mouse mat, and it will never work everywhere on the mouse mat.
No, indeed, because you've got like you have to imagine there are usually coils, yeah, in this process, let's say, that will have to transfer the power, let's say, to the mouse. And so that means that indeed you have to have like coils, like usually chargers, like phone charger or wireless charger, will have a coil on a specific place. Sometimes you even see that with phone chargers, that not all of them are compatible with all phones, because where the charging coil, let's say, or the receiving coil of the phone is located doesn't match where the coil on the charger is. So that, you know, that kind of location has to match. And that's exactly what you might get with a mouse pad, where, you know, if yes, on some location there's a charging coil, but as long as you're there
isn't. My mouse pad is 90 centimeters, and it becomes a bit of a challenge.
Well, that, or it becomes just massively expensive, because I mean, you could probably, technically you can make pretty much anything. The problem is that then becomes so expensive.
That's
that
probably not
really
the price that I'm willing to pay
exactly.
for a mouse pad.
You know, yeah. Logitech one is throughout the mat. Yes, but how big is the mat?
Do they have 90 centimeters one?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Those are not meant to charge while you're playing, therefore to put your mouse in a specific plot. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it depends. And very pricey, yes. Well, I mean, it sounds pointless and needlessly expensive for most people. But again, like there's always people who, you know, money is not a problem and they just want something cool.
For office use cases, I could see it work.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Also because usually it's less intensive, less. Like,
I don't need as much mouse space for office work.
Also, yeah.
And maybe for Eric's sensitivity, it would also work.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, exactly. I think most of the time, like on his desk, you could probably see like a very small space where it's completely worn out.
Yeah, like 1 centimeter to the left, 1 centimeter to the right.
Exactly. That's all he ever uses. Like, yeah, true. Yeah. And that's like.
Eric is a very sensitive person.
And then, you know, just imagine he still has like 3 screens with extended resolution. So he has
like that, wide, and then over 3.
Exactly.
Screens.
He has pretty wide coverage, let's say. Or yeah. But anyway. So much poking at Eric.
Well, he's not here to defend himself.
No,
Yeah,
but he
that's
doesn't mind. Again, like I'm amazed sometimes that how he manages to do that, because sometimes he's like, hey, can you check this for me just on my PC, and then we'll grab the mouse and we're like, whoa, what the hell is this? For us, it's just all over the place.
I'm on the exact opposite of spectrum. You're somewhere in between, right?
Yeah,
like medium sensitive.
Yeah. I mean,
you're the most normal of us.
You call it normal. I don't know if that's normal. But I'm like decidedly average, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see indeed. Like we can see later on which sensitivities we prefer.
I'm also grabbing a mouse.
Yes.
Because I think
it
is time to do our first giveaway.
It's nice, yes.
Let me see. So if you haven't participated yet, we're giving away several Steam wallet codes today. So you can go to either msi.com/2/insider, or if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, you can also follow the direct link that our bot puts in the chat once every 5 minutes.
5 minutes, I believe, yeah.
And our first winner for today is Sandeep. Congratulations, you won a Steam wallet code. So we will send the code to you in the coming days with some instructions on how to redeem it. So congrats again.
Yep.
If you have already signed up and if you didn't win this time, no need to do anything anymore, because you will be automatically included in the next drawings as well.
Yes, very true.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Just knocked it off.
You forgot it was still on the
no,
dock.
no, I was just looking at it. Yeah. We can go to the slides indeed. So I prepared a small overview indeed. So here you can see all the things I just mentioned. So there's four-way scrolling, as I mentioned, and also click-to-click and free spin scrolling. So that's just a very nice option to have. I know that the people, I know a couple of people who had it in a different mouse from a different brand, and they were always asking, why can't we have that? It's just such a nice thing to have. I asked them, how often do you use it? Well, they said, well, not that often, but it's nice.
I have had a mouse that had it. I never used it.
No, so that's the thing, right? But it's like, like some people say, like if you're not using it specifically or
but
have
I
a use
used it
case
on a gaming PC, and for gaming, I didn't really see the use case for it. But indeed, if you use a lot of long documents. Yeah. So, for example, if you use the same computer for either work or school work or anything like that, and you game on it, then it's nice to be able to switch between.
Yeah. Can you switch back to the chat? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, otherwise you can't see it. The thing is, it has a I just want it kind of thing about it.
What's also nice is
since I've tried it, I have indeed used it as a fidget spinner every now and again.
Yeah, if you're just bored,
just sitting there and being like, wee. There's just something about that. I don't know. But as you can see, it does start flicking through slides then. So
that's why all of a sudden I got random emails from you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Other than the spam company I started. But yeah. It has 13 programmable buttons, and when we say buttons, we mean actions. So basically, for example, the scroll wheel accounts for 5 of those, because it's like up, down, left, right, and click. So that's 5 right there. But obviously, there is the button. You can see my mouse there. Yeah, the button, the smaller left mouse button, let's say, that you can customize, which the default function is muting the system sound, or the sniper button here. The side buttons obviously can be reprogrammed. The let's say lower middle button can also be reprogrammed. This one cannot, because this is a toggle that's like a hardware thing, let's say, so it only has one function, which is to switch between click to click and free spin scrolling. And the ones at the bottom, I believe, also cannot be reprogrammed. So obviously the connection toggle.
So that's the DPI button.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So those ones are still dedicated. It uses a Pixar PAW3395 sensor, which is really, really nice. I think it's been well proven and quite widely used in the industry as well. It offers up to 26,000 DPI and a 1,000 hertz or 1 millisecond polling rate, which is it's not the highest. I've seen mice in the market with 4K polling rates or even 8K. Yeah, exactly.
In some games that was still a bit of an issue because some game engines are not optimized for those kind of polling rates.
Indeed.
So it can cause a bit of issues there.
Yeah, especially with older games.
But usually they're also switchable back to like 1000.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, I've seen some videos there as well of I remember Linus. I think he made a video like that where he kind of shows it's kind of like with hertz on monitors, let's say, right, refresh rate on monitors, where yes, there's a benefit like a competitive edge, but the higher you go, it's diminishing returns. I think he mentioned you yes, there's a benefit, but your perception of that benefit gets less and less the higher it gets, because
it's a bit like like a monitor when you go from 60 hertz to 144. That feels like a huge difference. Yeah. And of course, when you go from like 240 to 360, you feel a bit of difference, but it's not as big of a step as 60 to 144.
No.
Even though the number that you increase is actually bigger because you go up 120 hertz.
It is.
Whereas for the other one, it is.
But in terms of your perception, that's why I say it's diminishing returns. Let's say.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, yes, but due to a whole lot of reasons, because there was also something about what was it? Server polling, right? So it's also about the tick rate and stuff like that. So everything needs to align. So since the tick rate for servers is still kind of low compared to things like polling rate, your polling rate can be very high, but it doesn't necessarily translate.
Yeah, there are multiple things causing latency, and if something else is causing a lot of latency, then you can have a very fast mouse, but can still have a bad experience.
Well, indeed. So it doesn't make in the larger picture, it doesn't make that big of a difference anymore.
Like then the mouse is not your bottleneck. So
exactly. Yeah. So it's not going to solve your issues. It's also using Omron optical switches. So this is something we haven't seen in our mice before. We do use a lot of Omron switches, but normally there are mechanical switches, which also are very good, very well known to be very good, durable. But optical switches have one major benefit, which is they don't have the mechanical click thing, which means they are a little bit more durable. So basically, they're less prone to wear, let's say, because normally with a mechanical switch,
just to avoid confusion, they do still click.
Yes. Yeah. True. I mean,
but like the way of registering the press, that one is not mechanical. But that's done by light. Yeah. So it does still click.
Yeah. It's a very satisfying click as well. But yeah, indeed. So basically, how that works is like a traditional mechanical switch. Let's say they actually 2 points need to make contact, and then you get a signal like, okay, so the mouse is being pressed, and then like it's 1 or 0, right? It's just that. And with an optical switch, indeed, there's a little optical, so like a beam of light. And once you press down, that beam is either being cut, so basically there's the receiver, it's interrupted, so the receiver doesn't receive the light, and that would be the signal, for example, for being, okay, the mouse, the key is being pressed, so, now we need to send the signal, and then once it's released, the light goes through again. So basically it's just a slightly different contraption, and again, that just means that there's a bit fewer moving parts, let's say, that actually need to make contact and are, relies on for the signal. So that in the end, very short, translates into more durability. So I believe off the top of my head that our Omron switches in other mice they're
already very good and very durable, I would say.
Like the Versa 300 Elite Wireless, I believe they are rated for around 50 million clicks, something like that. And these optical switches, it is, these optical switches are rated for 70 million, so that's 20 million more. But yeah, it's basically they're a bit more robust and less likely. I haven't tried it, no, because I'm not, my fingers aren't rated for those amounts of clicks, at least not within very short time span, I would say. But yeah.
Luckily at Omron they have those machines that basically click it all the time.
Yeah, they have them at IKEA as well for the chairs, right?
I've seen that for the chair testing.
Yes, yeah, that's really nice.
That's pretty cool to see.
All right. Well, as you can see, we talked about it already as well. Is the ergonomic shape? In this case, it's right-handed with a built-in thumb rest as well, which is nice if you prefer that. The connectivity. So it has 3 modes basically. There is the 2.4 gigahertz wireless, which is the lowest latency in terms of the wireless ones. There's also Bluetooth, which is very nice if you want to use it, for example, with mobile devices or in other settings. And there is the wired connection, which again is a very nice option if you're not bothered by having a wire or just want to charge it while you're using it.
I think the 2.4 gigahertz wireless also does 1,000 hertz polling rate, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, yeah.
So that
both
can give
wired,
you the same, same
yes,
latency
indeed,
as the wired one.
The battery is 450 milliamp hours. So again, that's pretty decent, I would say. It gives you up to 80 hours of continuous use. That is with the lights turned off, to be fair. But still, that's a couple of days worth of gaming non-stop, so that's still pretty decent. And as we mentioned, the nice beautiful lights on the side, which you can also see on top of above me here, are called diamond light grips, is what we call them. Basically it's a combination of an anti-slip texture, which is very important on mice, but also in between that we put some nice RGB highlights. Without really impacting the anti-slip, I might add. So that's also just really nice, which I was worried about when I first saw this idea. And we've done it before on the GM51, I believe.
Yeah, it's so grippy. It's also still a bit of a rubberized finish.
Yes.
It's not like the hard plastic that
No.
you usually see on translucent kind of plastic.
Yeah. And of course, it supports RGB Mystic Light, which is our ecosystem for RGB, so you can completely sync it up with the whole setup and all other MSI components. So yeah, the weight on the top there, as well as mentioned, it weighs 97 grams, just the mouse, of course. And the accessories you get with it are the 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle, two USB-C to A cables of 2 meters, and actually we didn't mention here is you also get the little USB-A to C converter with it as well. The mouse without the dock is the MSRP for it is $79. We have to mention this is without things like VAT or tariffs or anything else that can be added on afterwards, and really differs per country. So you should expect that your price that you would pay in the store would be a bit higher than that, because like sales tax and stuff gets added on after that. So that's a normal thing.
Yeah, depending on the country, of course, how much that will be.
Yeah, or it depends on the mood of your president sometimes.
Also.
Yeah. And then here is the slide of the one that we have, and I believe at least in Europe or most countries in Europe, we only sell the combination, so the mouse with the dock included, and basically obviously it's the same mouse, but the dock is included, and the charging puck. And I saw Sarko first was asking, does it come with two pucks? No, it only comes with one. And so depending on if you have the mouse with the dock, then you get the charging puck, which is really it has the QI certified wireless charging bit inside, and if you only buy the mouse itself without the dock, you get a puck, but it doesn't have any charging capabilities. So yeah, if you buy this bundle, obviously it's a bit more expensive. So then you're looking at around $100 MSRP without VAT again. So it will be the price that you pay will be slightly higher. But yeah, it includes everything that the mouse itself includes, plus the charging dock itself, an extra cable.
So basically, around $20 extra for the QR charger.
Yes, yeah,
with puck.
Which I would say is not doesn't sound very extreme to me. Again, I think it's a very nice. I would go for that basically, just to have that ability to put it on the dock when I'm done and just leave it there. And then when I come back, it's charged again. So
it also works fine with the cable, of course, but it's a little bit more work to plug it in than just to drop it on the dock.
Yeah, and honestly, with wireless mice that I've used in the past, where apparently I'm okay with just having a cable in there, because what I tend to do is just when so it's run out, I'll just connect the cable, and then without knowing it, I'm a week further away, and then I'm still looking like, crap, I forgot to take the cable. I still didn't.
So you've been charging it for a week.
Yeah, well, basically, but I've just, I stopped noticing like that. So I'm not sure if that's something that I'm just, maybe not.
I do notice when I have a cable.
Yeah, maybe I just don't use wireless mice that much, or I just don't notice the cable. I do have a very clean, clutter-free desk, so maybe that that helps. I don't have much stuff on my desk that I can catch my.
Your desk is a lot cleaner than mine.
It is, yeah. At least for the eye, right? There's like underneath and then around it, there's a lot of stuff.
It's properly hidden at least.
Yeah. At least I keep the areas where the cable moves pretty clear, so I can't catch it on anything.
It's cabled mouse proof.
Exactly. Yeah. But anyway, so that's nice. And just to close this part off, the Versa stack, let's say. So these are our most recent gaming mice, of course. So we talked a little bit about the Versa 300 and the Versa 300 Elite, which I was using before as well. Those have been available for a couple of months now. And as you can see, they're available for $25 MSRP and $45 respectively. Again, this is without VAT, so any tariff, sales tax, stuff like that gets added on later on.
Both are wireless. Also, the 300 Elite is still a wireless mouse.
Yes, all of these mice are wireless indeed. And then now we've added the Versa Pro Wireless and the Versa Pro Wireless plus Mouse Dock Pro bundle as well. So there you can see is our product stack. I think it's a pretty nice addition. It's a very different mouse from the Versa 300 series. I like it. It's a very different way than the Versa 300. It's a very different shape as well. But yeah, I've been using it for a while. I also know Jeroen, our designer. He was using it because he helped me with some of the materials that we were preparing for this mouse as well. Yeah. And he was. I had to fight him to get it back. Yeah. He really liked using it, and again, he's a designer, so he works at some very precise stuff. But yeah, he really liked it, and again,
he's lucky. Probably after the stream, he can have it again.
maybe. But again, like the thing is about. And I always keep saying this about peripherals and what we call gaming gear, let's say. These are very personal things because these are literally hands-on items. It's not like a graphics card or a motherboard, which basically you install and then if it works, most people won't touch it anymore. So you don't have that hands-on experience besides just installing it most of the time. But with these things, like you hold them every day, all day, every day, pretty much. So it's very a very much personal choice of which kind of grip do you prefer, which kind of shape, which kind of size, which kind of weight. So there, in my book, there's really no good or bad. Well, there are some subjectively bad things. I personally don't really like those very low profile, was it Magic Mouse or something that Apple has?
Oh, the very flat ones.
Oh my God, those things I just don't understand because that's just asking for cramps.
You cannot really grip.
I don't know. And maybe that's just because I'm not used to that, but still. But yeah, other than that, like both of them are really nice in their own way. The shapes are really good.
And some people don't like mice in general.
True. Yeah.
The trackball people, you don't see them that much anymore.
No. I recently found one of my old mice with a trackball in there. Like you remember?
No, but I mean the trackball, like with basically a big mouse ball on top.
I know. That's one of the ones I used to have.
Ah, okay.
You know, with I think was it either Logitech or Microsoft? Which one had them?
Both had.
With the big red ball in it.
Oh, I think.
That was Microsoft, I believe.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. Anyway, but that's like, my God. I recently found it again. I was like, oh, but that thing actually doesn't work anymore.
I actually used to play en route tournament with someone who played with a trackball.
You know what? We used to make jokes about, no, it's actually a trackpad.
He was also not exactly the best player.
No, exactly. Yeah, we used to make jokes about like, are you playing on a like one of those red like Lenovo or IBM?
IBM,
yeah, used to have. Like, are you playing with that or what? Because your aim is so bad?
I won't mention here how I usually call them.
Because, I know
we may get kicked off of our platform.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, next keyboard will be called vice versa. That's a nice one, actually. Yeah. Actually, it has been announced and it has been on display on a couple of venues already. I guess I can say the name. It's called Strike. So what we've done is, I think since last year or something, we've kind of reinvented our gaming gear lineup names. So for the premium mice, they will be called Versa. The headsets will be called Maestro. The keyboards will be called Strike. So we already have one. Actually, this one right here is the Strike 600. So that's the first in the Strike series, which has the really silent switches. It's a really silent keyboard. It's really nice. I think we also covered that one in the stream previously. Yeah, so basically you'll see more and more products with those names coming out in the coming months, years. I mean, for mice, we're covered for now, I would say. Keyboards, there should be some coming soon. Headsets, depends. So it's taking a bit longer than we hoped.
You're using a British keyboard.
Yeah, it was a sample I got. No, it is, because it's still QWERTY.
Yeah, but it's a British one. It's ISO.
Oh, like that. Yeah, there's a pound sign as well. Yeah, no, I see it. Yeah, indeed. British. So that was also a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we got a sample, and sometimes
next to your bottle of water.
Yeah. Sometimes we
Sorry
get.
British people. Had to do it.
Sometimes we get a sample, and it's not
Here's
really.
My
we usually just to get the ANSI layout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a slight difference there in terms of the key layout. Anyway.
Officially in the Netherlands, it's also ISO.
But nobody uses it.
But nobody
here.
does. Everyone uses the US layout, basically.
Yeah. So anyway, Spook is asking, "I'm here late." Well, that happens. We'll forgive you for now. What's the difference between Versa mice? Why get the more expensive ones? It's all down to personal preference, but basically more high-end sensor and a bit more features like wireless charging in this case, and some extra buttons that you can reprogram, for example. A very nice fidget spinner. Scroll wheel at the top. But yeah, very satisfying thing. Optical switches instead of mechanical switches. Things like that. So just all in all, you get more. The package contains
but it doesn't
more
necessarily
things.
mean it is the right mouse for you. So yeah.
Indeed. So it's a very personal choice.
If you want a more basic design, or if you're left-handed, then the 300 series may be the better choice for you.
Yeah.
Also, if you want a very light one, the 300s are also a little bit lighter.
Yeah. Oh, he says he's burned through competitor mice. How long should these work? It depends. Because when you say you've burned through them, what happens that you discard them? Because do you mean like the battery runs out?
Are you a rage gamer?
No, like the battery runs out, so it's time to buy a new mouse, or I don't know. I mean, what makes you give up on competitor mice, or what usually ticks you off and saying like, okay, I need another one? Because I mean, the left-click mouse button fails. Ooh, well then this one actually is a very good one for you.
Then maybe optical switches would be the solution.
Yes. For you. Now I don't know how many clicks per second you have, but yeah, these are rated for 70 million. Now I don't know for how much force they are rated per click. that might be a thing. I don't know, but yeah. Within normal use, these mouse buttons, the switches in the Versa Pro wireless are very, very durable indeed. More durable than, other mice that don't use optical.
Traditional mechanical switches.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I think we can switch back to main if you want.
Yes.
Maybe we can do another giveaway.
Sounds good. So, if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider, or you can follow the direct link that our bot puts in the chat once every 5 minutes on YouTube and Twitch if you're watching there. We're giving away Steam wallet codes today, and if you're already signed up today, at least, not in the previous week, but today, then you will be automatically enrolled in the coming drawings as well, and our next winner is, the honor is all yours, Peter.
Oh my god. Dude,
you won.
Dude.
Small disclaimer, there may be more people called
yes,
Dude.
we only get the nickname that they provided.
Yeah.
And we can't really mention anything else. Like
I don't know
where
if there are more
from.
dudes in the chat.
Exactly.
But in case you're the dude that receives an email in the coming days with some instructions how to redeem it, then congratulations, you won a Steam wallet code.
Dude, nice dude.
If you didn't receive anything, it was a different dude.
Yes. Sorry, dude. Dude.
It's a good nickname though.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's a bit generic, but yeah, still. Just before we move on to other things, I also want to quickly show you guys, you can go to my capture if you want. if you want to have more information about this product or just interested in our products in general, you can always go to msi.com and then there you go to products and then peripherals in this case, and here in this case it's mice obviously, so because we're talking about a mouse. You can see that the latest products will always be at the top of the list here. And so here, for example, this is the one we're talking about today. So here you have all the information about the product itself. You have more information about what each switch does. So DPI cycle button at the bottom, mute button, sniper button. We've discussed this during the live stream already. So all the details are here. If you're more interested in the specifications, then at the top here there's a tab called specifications. So then you get the full list, and you can see here all the details that you need to have. It also tells you, for example, the mouse weight, the DPI switch presets, which version of Bluetooth, which is 5.3, which is nice. All that good stuff, and some more eye candy, of course, in the gallery. So a bit more pictures or images of it.
I see a question. Simho's asking in chat. Sorry, Peter and Mike. MSI do chairs again. We're still doing chairs. So, for example, the models that we're sitting on, they're still available in the market. This is the Repeltec fabric, the regular fabric one of the CH130 series.
Why am I on the Repeltec?
Because you usually spill a lot.
No, that's Eric.
That's right. Yeah, so basically that one is
I have been potty trained.
Repellent.
I have been potty trained.
Yeah.
Just to be.
Okay, then next time you'll get
I've worked on it.
So the Repeltec fabric is basically a moisture repellent. So if you drop anything on it, then
easy to
it
wipe
doesn't
off.
absorb. So those are still available in the market. Maybe we will have more models in the future. But yeah, not sure.
Who knows?
But at this point, you can definitely still get MSI chairs. Yeah.
You should be able to do indeed. Okay, let's see. Did I have something else? I did, yeah. So I also wanted to show MSI Center, so the settings there. So here we go. I've loaded up the latest version, obviously, and then what you do need to do is, I think actually it still downloads gaming gear. If you connect one of our products, peripherals, so keyboard, headset, mouse, anything that has functionality within MSI Center, it will automatically download this module here because it needs that for basically to guarantee the functionality of the product. And once you go there, you will see all the details of the product here. So here you can see the Versa Pro Wireless. I'm using it and it's still 100%. Battery, that is. So here's the battery life indicator as well, which is always nice, good to know before you go into battle, for example, or go into any session. If you click on that, you get all the options for the mouse. So here you can see, basically here you can customize the functionality of each of the buttons. So here you see a whole big list of what functionality you want to have. And even here, actually you can. I think you can customize the DPI cycle button. I mentioned before that you couldn't, but turns out I'm wrong. Performance is really nice because here you can see there are 5 presets of DPI settings.
So it's basically out of the box.
Exactly, yeah. And the thing is, of course, this sensor can go up to 26,000 DPI.
For Eric.
But the thing is, and this is why, for me, if you want to call this normal, then yeah, I have it on 1600 DPI.
Team 800.
Yes, yeah. So what happens is, if I change that, and I can do that. Give me a second. I think just by clicking this, here we go, 800. So now I have to move my hand quite a bit further for the same movement, and let's go all the way to 400. It's just, I'm more accurate like this. And I think also this is why, because I was reading that recently as well, where people are confusing this resolution, let's say, and I think this is a resolution, which is kind of true, kind of not, but this is dots per inch, right? DPI stands for dots per inch.
Yeah.
This doesn't necessarily mean that a lower number means less accuracy. So
technically it does.
Yes, but no.
Because you have 1 inch and it measures 400 times per inch where your mouse is relocating. But it doesn't say anything about your sensitivity.
Exactly.
So you can have a very high DPI and still switch your sensitivity to low. That's also something you can adjust in your Windows settings, for example.
Yes.
And also vice versa.
Yeah, but for
Vice
more people,
versa.
that's why
That's
I just want to. Yeah. But the thing is, I just wanted to mention that people think like, oh, I shouldn't use a lower sensitivity because that means I'm less accurate. No. That's probably not the case, or it doesn't work out that way in the game, for example. It really depends on what suits
Very
your...
technically it does, but it indeed in practice it's different, and
Yeah.
usually the sensor performs better at these kind of resolutions than at the highest ones.
And what do you mean when you say it performs better?
With
That
acceleration.
might also be interested to...
Yeah, so basically the quick movements
Yes.
are usually better on lower resolutions.
And then when you say
I
quick
think
movements...
with modern sensors are less sensitive to this. And then I'm talking quite a few years ago already, but then a mouse sensor basically had a native sensor resolution,
Yes.
and you had interpolated resolutions that could go higher.
Yeah.
But then you got basically noise in your signal.
Yeah.
So the performance of the sensor with quick movements was better on that native resolution.
Yes.
I think modern sensors, they don't really know this kind of native resolution anymore.
No.
So they will generally perform also
Scale
a lot
quite
better on the
well.
higher ones. But in the past it used to be a big thing. So a lot of mice perform way better, for example, at 800 DPIs than when you would set them to maybe 3200,
Yeah.
which used to be high
True.
back in the day.
True. I remember that. Indeed.
Yeah.
The thing is also that when you say indeed the movements, let's say, so basically how fast you move the mouse or how fast it needs to track the movement, let's say, there's a different metric for that, which is called IPS, I believe, which is called inches per second.
Yeah.
So that's really basically an indication of which indicates how fast it can reliably track the progress or the movement along a surface.
Yeah.
And so that's you see that more and more now as well, where you got numbers of 150 IPS or even into the 200s or something like that, which is, 200 inches per second. I don't know what that translates to in terms of that's quite fast.
You have to move your mouse really quick.
And the thing is, like, you might think, well, that's ridiculous. There's nobody ever going to do that. The thing is, if you're especially programmers, but like in some games where you have fast movements,
can be a lot shorter than a second.
Exactly. It doesn't mean like sustained, right? It doesn't mean like it has to continue like that until you reach the other side of the country. It just means if like a burst, let's say. So if you're just moving really fast like this, it can actually be quite fast in that short space of time.
Yeah.
And you still want the mouse sensor to track accurately during that kind of movement. Like if you have like a flick shot or, do you do a 360 no scope, whatever, that
And this
kind of
is specifically important for low sensitivity players because they tend to move their mouse much faster over their mouse pad.
Yeah.
Because basically if they quickly want to turn around, they have a lot bigger space to cover.
Yeah.
So they will generally very quickly sweep their mouse over the mouse pad to still quickly turn around.
Yeah. Exactly.
So especially when mouse sensors were not as good yet, I had to be extremely picky about what mouse I could use to be able to track it. And then also playing at native resolution also helped a lot with the sensor performance.
True, yeah. And also you have to remember that, for example, as we move to higher and higher resolutions, like I'm on a 1080p monitor right now, but and because we're streaming in 1080p.
Sesko says your mouse was so fast that it was into my area.
Yeah, probably.
Damn, that's quick.
Teleporting. No, it's actually my hand. He says my hand was warping. Anyway,
was it going 88 miles per hour?
Yeah,
that was back in time, right? Don't drive 88.
No, exactly. How many gigawatts?
1.21
gigawatts.
Know your classic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? I forgot.
Sorry. My bad. Sorry for interrupting your story.
Anyway, okay. But let's see what else is here. So here also you can basically, if you want to customize these or change these DPI settings, you can actually. So you can change any of the presets to any value you want. You can do that with a slider, or you can just type something here. Doesn't matter. So whatever you want, and then you can change those presets. Wait, ergonomics. You know, let's put this back to normal, otherwise I'm going to be all over the place. You can also customize your polling rate. I've seen some people who think they get a better response at 500 hertz. I don't know. It
They'll
might
probably
be
get a better battery life, I would say.
Yes, but I've actually read some forums where people are like, well, I don't know, I know 1000 hertz is typically superior or technically superior and stuff like that, but I just feel like 500 hertz matches better with whatever like clock cycle and
back to
that
stories
kind
from
of
the
stuff.
past. In the past, there used to be sensors that did perform better at lower polling rates, and that was usually because with those older sensors, once you went to 1000 hertz, some had a little bit of jitter.
Yeah.
But modern sensors, especially this segment of sensors, like very high-end optical sensors, they perform perfectly fine at 1000 hertz. So I would
just leave it there. It's like that on
if
default.
It's for performance. If you would go for the best battery life, then Bluetooth would technically
exactly, or just 125 hertz. But I mean, that's not recommended if you want
for gaming. No,
exactly, because this really does affect accuracy, I would say, because basically this just makes the interval of measuring where it is much longer, or at least the communication between the mouse and the PC, let's say. And actually, we can show this later, but even if you leave it on 1000 hertz, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's always communicating at 1000 hertz at 1 millisecond every single time. Actually, there's some clever trickery there, which I think is quite ubiquitous among wireless mice. Yeah, and even wired mouse, I think, do this a lot, but still, that they will dynamically switch up and down depending on how fast you're moving. Lift-off distance, it also depends, so you got high or low. Basically just, how high can you lift the mouse before it starts registering. You want to have it in a setting where you can still, move the mouse and put it down before it starts registering, ideally. Otherwise you can get really weird snaps. So I think also
in most situations, low would be the preferred setting, but there's an exception. For example, if you use like third-party mouse skates, if you have like those tapes underneath, that elevates your mouse a little bit, and if then the lift-off distance is too low, then it won't register anymore.
Indeed.
So then
you will notice that.
You may.
Probably.
You may. So then you may want to adjust the setting to the high one.
Angle snapping, basically you always want to, at least if you go for pure accuracy and you want to rely on your own hand movements instead of some algorithm messing with it, then angle snapping is off. I think we did it, maybe we need to do that again at some point, but we did a live stream where...
With some demonstrations of angle snapping.
Where you can actually, with it, I think, was it draw or something, or paint or something, and you can actually...
Draw circles?
Yeah, you draw circles, like an expanding circle, let's say.
And they become a bit square if you have angle snapping.
Exactly, because it will try to predict indeed, and it will try to make a square shape out of it, even though you're still moving around in round shapes.
Old optical mouse sensors also used to have prediction. That was also pretty funny, because if you then steadily moved it, you could have like a perfectly straight line.
Yes.
But this is basically just true input. So unless you have an extremely stable hand, you won't be able to do that anymore.
No, you shouldn't actually as well. Otherwise, you know that it's not that accurate indeed.
Yeah.
And motion sync, I'm not actually sure what this does, but this is also a setting which...
That one I also don't know. No. I haven't fiddled around with
it. Speed shift is another option that we provide, which is basically this scales up and down the IPS, which we discussed before. So basically it's the speed at which the mouse sensor can accurately track, let's say. So we let you choose between gear 1, basically casual or general gaming, basically no high-speed movements needed. 2 is optimal for competitive play, and 3 is for hardcore gamers. I would say 3 is more for maybe a hard or competitive play, because there every little movement counts.
Oh yeah, voice mod in the chat. Hello, voice mod. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, nice. But also, you might wonder, well, why not just keep it on, the top setting all the time, which is fair enough.
I don't think we have it installed. Otherwise, we could make it sound like a robot.
Oh, that, yeah. But the thing is that here also, it's kind of battery life saving, let's say. So if you put it on 2, and that for most people is probably more than enough, then it consumes a little bit less battery, let's say, battery life. And you can even mess around with it and see if gear 1 is still plenty for you, then that's fine. And again, this just extends battery life a bit. And then there's power settings. So this is also quite nice. So here, let light auto off, basically. So that lets you, the mouse will activate let auto off after 2 minutes of inactivity, entering sleep mode. So basically it will just put your mouse to sleep, let's say, until you touch it again, and then lights come on again. So that's a nice setting to have, and it's again a bit of battery saving, but also low battery warning notification. This one is also quite nice because you can customize it as well. And this is actually not a notification on the mouse itself, but this is a notification on your desktop. So as long as the MSI Center software is running, it will pop up, and you can have opacity basically, and it will show you a preview. You can actually see it on the screen there as well. So you can have it completely opaque or completely almost completely transparent. No, actually not, but quite so. Because if you don't want to have it, pop up and block content, you can still do that by having it a bit less opaque. And also, you can basically determine for battery levels of 30%, 20%, or 10%. And this basically, you can say how long this needs to pop up, let's say. So if it's at 30%, you want to have like 20 seconds of the warning to show up, let's say. So again, you can completely customize this, which I think is a nice touch, because for a lot of people, and I've had this before as well, where like the mouse will flash red or something, and the lights on it will flash red. But if I'm gaming, I'm not looking at my mouse, no. So it will be dead, and then I'll notice, and I'll be like, oh, why, what the hell just happened? And then okay, the battery's dead. Yeah, so this kind of a notification I think is a nice touch, where you can still get something that doesn't like take you out of the game. It will just present a little bit of an overlay, and you can make it a little bit transparent as well, so it doesn't block any content. Yeah, so it's nice.
I have the same with my headset sometimes, because I don't always switch it off when I put it down.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I didn't get the audible signal that my battery is almost empty, and then all of a sudden it's just dead.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. So this kind of thing, again, like I think it's a nice touch, and at least it gives you the option to get that information at the point where you need it. And you can even, you can also completely turn it off. So if you don't want that kind of notification, then you don't need to have it. That's fine. So I think these are quite nice. Then the other thing I want to show here is Mystic Light, of course. So here we go. You can see we have all the products lined up here. So we have a motherboard in here. It's a Project Zero, actually.
It's a Project Zero.
That's quite nice. Yeah. So of course there's some RAM here. We don't make it, so I don't know. There's no preview here, but still. The monitor we're using, and this is the one for the mouse dock. So this is actually the one we have here, and this is for the mouse itself. And you can link them together and just say, look, I just want everything to be like a nice color cycle. I don't know. There we go. And then they will all be synced up, and they will all do the same thing. Or you can link it to your game or whatever, so it's really nice. But as you can see, and this is what I mentioned before, is the dock actually, now if I'm going to select it, it takes it out of the sync mode, because now you're going to potentially change settings for one single
individual
product.
Thing, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, the dock is controlled separately, or you're able to control it separately.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Which is nice, and the mouse as well, of course. Apparently, it doesn't want to do that.
Did you break it?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. But anyway, so I think that showcased it quite nicely. Then, I had one more thing, because I was looking for, software, how you can test a mouse, like how you can verify statistics and stuff like that. So I found this. It's called Hamster Wheel. I had found different software as well, but I couldn't get it to work properly. Probably it's like a skill issue, I admit. But yeah, there were other things that you needed to install for that. This one's pretty nice. It just goes. It's made by. I'll just put this. Actually, you can't see it because of the MSI. But yeah, it's free. It's made by this guy whose name I don't want to pronounce, because I probably
I'll butcher it.
Tsabo Daniga or something like that. Anyway, it's really cool. It's quite simple, and it doesn't look very sexy, but what it does is it
it's
shows.
Functional.
It is. It's very functional indeed. So it offers a couple of things. I didn't look into it too much, but as you can see here on the top left, there's the polling rate. So that shows you the current polling rate. It shows you the polling rate max that it achieves, and the average across, I don't know how long.
Can you move your mouse a few times left, right, left, right?
Yeah, but it also says your polling rate class. So that means that this mouse is rated for 1,000 hertz. Now, indeed, so if you can see right now, the polling rate seems quite low, right? It's under 100. Like, why does that happen? But if I move it quite fast, as you can see here, now it's suddenly into the 900s. And the faster I move it, the higher the number becomes, up until should be maximum of 1,000 hertz. But yeah, it's
bigger movements, Peter. You can do this. We believe.
It's quite close to it.
Bigger movements. You're still moving like Eric.
Bigger?
Yeah.
No, actually, bigger movements didn't really do that.
Quicker.
Yeah, I think that's it. But even then, no, that actually, like, round seems to be.
There we go.
We actually went above 1,000. 1,009. But as you can see, this is what I mentioned before, where you know, your polling rate isn't fixed at 1,000 hertz, and this is done because, again, like, it's not necessary if your mouse is stationary or you're just using you're just you know, very softly, not very fast with your movements. There's really no reason to have a fast polling rate.
Compass says in Twitch chat, under advertised.
it is technically, but again, like, this is an average, so probably on average it will still be 1,000 hertz. You know, again, we're aiming for something, and I was doing extreme movements to try and get it to as high as possible. But the point is, you can see that it kind of dynamically scales up or down as is needed. So if you're doing a lot of fast movements, it will consistently be very close to 1,000 hertz, right? So it can do that. That's fine. But once you stop, or you just, you know, very softly moving it, it will scale down to conserve battery.
Because if it will be constantly at 1,000 hertz, even when it's just sitting there on your desk, that will be a total waste of your battery.
That's just draining a battery for no reason.
Because it's just communicating all the time with your computer, even though nothing is happening.
Exactly. Yeah. And then there's some other nice things here. There's, like, you know, latency between your button presses and stuff like that.
Let's see how consistent your fingers are.
They're not. they're not.
Try to get it at 0.
There's a reason that I'm not a medical doctor, let's say. I think I had it at 0 just now. But there we go.
Oh, that was close.
0.01. There we go. I'm not going to beat that.
No? Not with that mentality.
No, definitely. No. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that as well. It's quite a nice little addition. And now let's do one giveaway, and then we'll play a bit of a game. I've also got a little bit of a surprise for you, Mike.
Oh.
Because I have 2 samples.
Oh.
So
I also get to play with.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So you can also describe to our viewers.
But let's first do the giveaway before I unbox mine.
Indeed.
And our next winner for a Steam wallet code is.
Ooh.
Oh, that's for you because it's difficult.
Asamnirus.
Congratulations, you also won a Steam wallet code. For that name, I assume there will only be one, but you're never certain.
I don't know, yeah. Yeah, it is quite specific, that's true.
So congrats. Keep an eye on your mailbox. We will email the code to you in the coming days with some instructions how to redeem it. And if you haven't participated yet, make sure to do so. Go to msi.com/2/insider, or if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, just follow the direct link that our bot puts in the chat once every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then...
you can switch back to the chat, maybe?
Yeah. Will do.
So we can, because we're switching between the giveaway window and the chat. So.
Okay, now let's get rid of this cable mouse.
Got the golden silicon there in that mouse. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. But I mean, we shouldn't be surprised. I think most mice these days, when they have a polling rate of 1,000 hertz, that means like that's like minimum, or like, you know, that's what you should expect. And if needed, I think a lot of mice can actually overperform a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
Nice.
Because you didn't really try it before, did you?
No.
No.
It's gonna be
so this is your
very first time.
Your first unedited experience.
Is it charged?
I don't know.
Okay. We'll
probably. Probably. I think so.
Because in that case, I would only need the dongle. Oh wait, that's in the mouse.
It's correct. In the mouse. Hey, there you go. You paid attention.
I paid attention.
Yes.
There we go. Dongle.
Is that MSI Dragon plushie on sale? No, it's not. It's actually it's never for sale. I don't think. Yeah, I think the only way you can get it is if you're
at events. Usually.
Yeah, I remember indeed at events or special events that we either in local countries are held. Sometimes you've got like fan events or fan days they have here sometimes. But there was also like trade events. I remember we were at DreamHack a couple of times. So there's events like that.
Last year at TwitchCon we also had like one of those machines where you could grab one.
True. Yeah. TwitchCon as well. I don't know if trade events like CES and Computex they give away dragons like that.
Oh, I'm not sure if they have them there.
I don't know actually.
I also don't know.
Maybe they
but
don't think it's the
more
audience for that.
Yeah, more like the gaming.
Yeah.
But at the more gaming focused events, usually there are ways to win plushies.
Kemsbrook really enjoyed the giant one that Linus received. Yeah, that was I believe something like a special version by our headquarters.
Oh, that works.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'm ready.
Cool.
So this is your game. What should I do?
It's not really my game, but
you know how it works.
I have been known to play it every once in a while. I'll send you an invite. Okay. You should get it on the right side there, the top right.
Here we go.
And if you can accept it, that would be nice. At the top there's a check mark or a
okay.
Yes, there you go. All right, and then what I'll do is I'll just do like a practice thing where, I don't know, let's do arms race, which is nice for just aiming and shooting, I guess. And you get different guns. So basically the game decides you need to have like, I believe 2 kills per weapon.
Yeah.
And then, And
they get upgraded? Or?
Yes, automatically.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. By the way, we don't have any audio. That's all for you guys, so you guys do.
Yeah.
So we just hope we will see them, because we won't be able to hear them.
And I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, there are bots. Okay. But I don't know the difficulty level of the bots. Actually, it's probably easy. So.
Oh, that feels nice. So they're easy bots, so
should be.
We should be able to. But it upgrades my weapon because I already have a very big one.
There we go. Yeah, that was a warm-up.
Oh, okay.
That was the warm-up.
It was a very short warm-up. I still have a very fancy weapon. Get here.
Yeah, the auto sniper is
Okay.
It's kind of viewed as a cheating weapon.
Oh, the bot shot me.
Yeah, they do that. Oh, they shot from the side there.
Is it only snipers?
No, at the beginning, like it switches.
Okay.
It goes through a set program of guns.
Oh no, I got it. Okay, that's something to get used to in between. Whoa.
What do you mean?
If you all of a sudden switch from a sniper to a machine gun.
Yes.
That was a change.
So these bots are not on easy mode, it seems. I was playing a little bit on easy mode earlier to test the sound and stuff like that, but that was actually quite a bit more easy than this.
I was reloading bot. It was very bad time.
That was rude.
Very rude. Okay. Oh, the bot.
How are you liking it so far? Wow.
I like it.
Jeez.
Feels good. I don't like this weapon.
It's always getting used to it. Have you found a good DPI that you're happy with?
Yeah. It's rather low, of course.
Of course. I wouldn't have expected anything else.
But it's nice.
Let me mess around with a little bit of DPI here. That's a bit low.
I got sniped.
Let me do 800 here.
I'm not sure on which one I am, but it could very well be 800 as well.
Oh, I'm losing my edge here. I was ahead.
Oh, that was a very inaccurate weapon.
Which one?
The one that I'm using. No, I don't know. It's like with a lot of bullets.
Oh yeah, I believe I have that one now. It's actually not that bad. You kind of just have to get used to it. literally a spray and pray weapon. I thought you would have.
I like aim weapons.
Yeah, I know. But this takes you through the whole calendar, let's say, the whole thing.
But that's nice, and I can find out what I like and what I don't. Uh-oh, 3 bots. Uh-oh, 3 bots.
Yeah, they're actually not that bad, these bots.
I have 8 health. That's probably not wow. This time.
Not ideal.
The mouse is larger than what I'm used to.
Yeah, it
But
is something.
it does feel very comfortable because of that as well.
I'm at the revolver, but the revolver has like a delay, which can really screw with you. Oh.
Oh, the bots are very quick in discovering that you're above them.
I know.
Quicker than actual player. This is not my favorite.
What was it?
I want my sniper again. Sniper was good.
Aw.
It is a nice click. I like the micro switches in it.
They are very nice. You're
Very
right.
satisfying.
Nice, come.
Whoa, 2 more bots.
Oh. Yes. I've got 12 kills already.
The mini Uzi is terrible. Absolutely
Yeah,
terrible.
again, like you need to tap shoot.
Super inaccurate.
You need to tap shoot though. Oh
Right.
god.
What? Oh, I need to hold this one longer? The R8 revolver?
Yeah. I had that recently as well.
That is a very weird
that's
weapon.
Very much you have something like you have to get used to. Oh my god. 72 and 2.
Oh, they're everywhere. Shoot. Oh, it is strong though.
It is, yeah. It's like a one-shot kill if you hit them in the head, especially, and it's very accurate as well. If you can line up the shot and the timing of when it shoots.
Because it kind of forces you to follow the enemy with your crosshair after you are already clicked.
True.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
Come on.
I'm not the biggest fan though. I like to be able to shoot instantly.
It's really an acquired taste, indeed. Like you have to.
And now I also keep it for a long time.
Oh my god.
Okay, now I gotta.
Yeah, you go through the pistols.
Is it me or are the weapons basically getting weaker every time?
They are pretty much, yeah. You start. That's why you start out with the snipers. Oh my god. Okay, I'm on the knife. I need to knife somebody.
You can do this.
Especially with these bots. They know. Mike, they know. Yes! I got it. Is the giveaway over? I have one more giveaway at least. But yeah. Woohoo! Nice. I mean, not bad. You did it also for.
That was okay.
Most kills 33. Okay. Yeah. What's your accuracy? Oh, your headshot percentage. Yeah, you should really aim for headies on this one. Good. Do another one?
Yeah, sure. Let's go terrorist. Then we get different weapons, right? Can you still switch?
No, you actually don't get different weapons.
Oh, you don't?
Because it matches them. Sorry, it mixes them up anyway.
Okay.
But we'll get to different teams. That was the warming up. What resolution are you using, and is the FPS cap? I'm using 1080p.
360 hertz. I'm using 4040p, 165 hertz. So Peter is more the esports gaming mode at the moment with his setup.
Serious gamer.
This weapon is kind of nice. This is the one-shot kill sniper. Oh, no, I don't have it anymore. That's the thing, the knife weapons you only have very briefly because you usually kill a lot with them.
Yes, true. Well, at the beginning you get all the weapons with the scopes.
Either that weapon Was very inaccurate arrival.
I
just played the weapon.
Why either or? Can be both.
I didn't know I killed him, but all of a sudden I got a new weapon, so I think he's dead.
Yes. That's usually the signal that you successfully killed somebody.
That's good.
Oh my god.
I have to watch out because this is where it's spawned.
Oi. That was nice. He killed 2 with 1 shot.
Bot. Oh. Oh, the bot had a sniper.
The thing is, usually sometimes you can come around the corner and then the bot will instantly shoot you.
Oh.
These bots, you know.
They're quick.
Yes. Yeah, I thought they were easy, but I don't think that they are anymore.
Oh no, I have the shitty gun again. I don't like
Which
this
one? Oh, that one. Oh man, don't complain. I've got the revolver.
Oh, there you go.
Oh!
You're already at the revolver?
I've already passed the revolver now.
Okay.
I'm done with it.
You also walk very slow with this gun.
Yes, because it's heavier, so you're meant to, like, it really is trying to reduce your movement speed, which is by design. Wow.
It's a bad design.
No, well, it's like you have a lot of firepower, so it's kind of to try and balance that out. Oh my god. They were shooting me through walls, Mike.
You don't have any grenades, right?
No, which is a shame. That would be a nice addition to this as well.
Like in the end that you have to do a grenade.
Like, just like you need to have a knife kill. It would be nice.
Yeah, will make sense.
Yeah. I remember in the old days, this used to be called, like here it's called arms race, but it used to be called gun game, I think. Like it was first introduced as a mod, like so many things, like Counter-Strike itself as well. Like it started out as a community mod. Okay, let's...
My previous round was better than this.
Yeah, I'm almost already at the knife level, almost. Oh, no, leave me alone. Oh my god. So you're also on the T side. I was gonna say, I thought I was like opposing you.
Oh. No, we're on the...
We can do an objective round after this. Oh no. Oh, somebody else got it. Oh my god, I was gonna say hello, but he got it. Oh my god, the bot.
Oh, 3 of them.
Oh.
In the middle.
Okay, I'm on the knife level again. Oh my god. I have to.
So that means you only need 1 more kill, right?
Yes. Oh, but it also means that they can really shoot me. No! Ah. Basically, they get 3 kills on me. No. There we go.
There you go. Nice. Oof. I did have a higher headshot percentage this time.
There you go. No, I did. Because
no, than my previous round.
Oh, like that. Okay, yeah. True. Actually, we weren't too far apart. 42, 41.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, let's see.
What game is this? This is Counter-Strike 2.
Yes. Are you still in my... Oh, okay. I'm inviting you again. You need to accept again, because I left the game. Let's see. Practice. Okay. Let's do a round of Dust 2. Dust 2 is the
famous one.
Yeah, the default map. Let's say.
Okay.
It's like
that's the one that everyone knows.
Supposedly, yes. For you, no. And then let's.
Which one?
Let's do terrorists first.
Terrorists?
Yes. Now again, I don't know
like
what the bots, what the skill of the bots is. I didn't check. I don't know how to change that either.
This is nice.
The first it a... Oh yeah, and really aiming for headshots really pays off in this game. Oh. Oh, this is easy. These bots are easy.
Yeah, easier than the previous one?
Oh, they should be, yeah. I mean, they're not instantly shooting headshot.
I like this weapon.
So this should be...
This is already my favorite.
I know. Well, that's like, yeah, the AWP.
So why doesn't everyone just play with this one all the time?
Because it's expensive, and you only get 5 bullets per clip.
With this, you don't need more.
Depends. Because if they all rush you at the same time, you can take down 1, maybe 2 if you're really good. And
Maybe 5.
No, five is already way too tall of an order for most people.
It is with that mentality.
Well, again, like I would love to see how you would fare against a bit more less easy bots, let's say. Can we see a 1v1? Ooh, maybe.
Counter-Strike is not really a suitable game for 1v1, but do you think?
I don't know, maybe.
It's not because the maps are quite big, so it will be a lot of searching. When I think about 1v1, I think about like arena shooters, where you're always in each other's proximity.
It's about... There
we go.
I mean, you've got objectives here as well, so...
The pace of the game will be very low, right, in 1v1 in Counter-Strike?
Depends. I mean, the maps are maybe... They're not really optimized for 1v1.
Maybe if you play like a custom map, where that is... Oh.
They are really optimized for...
Oh, the bot shot me. And he's defusing my bomb. Oh my god.
Oh, you bought the beater.
Yeah, I can. I did. I don't have it anymore. Now do you do, I think. Oh, you're there. We're in a different team. This is what betrayal looks like.
Ah! So we still get kind of 1v1. Kind of. Oh wow. My bots are really good.
Yeah, you're being carried by your bots?
Yes. Very much so. Oof. The nice thing is, if you die, you can actually swap and control one of your bots.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that so?
I don't know. Because otherwise, you know, the bots are just really bad and there's no point. Oh, I see. You've...
What did you have? Oh, is that... Oh, that one looks kind of nice.
That's a silenced M4A1 or something like that. Yeah, M4A1.
I cannot buy my nice sniper.
Not yet, that's why I said it's expensive. So that's also why people don't play it all of the time. You have to earn it within the game.
Are your bots also just randomly running everywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what bots do. Aw, why are you killing all my bots?
Sorry about that.
They probably had it coming.
That's true. They very much deserved it. Who's shooting me? Is that you?
Nah, I wouldn't dare.
Like, bots do not provide any cover, do they?
No. Especially
they just randomly run around
yes.
anything.
Yeah, basically they just try to see if they see
I'm gonna
anybody
try
and they
another
follow different paths and yeah.
Let's see if this one is nice.
And normally sound is also quite an important part of the game where, you know, if you hear, you can hear people coming, let's say.
weapon is kind of nice.
What have you got?
Something with a scope.
Oh, SG. Probably.
It's a machine gun with a scope.
Oh.
Was that you?
Yes.
Good. So now I can safely plant the bomb.
Maybe.
Oh wait, you can revive into a bot, right?
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Leave me alone, please.
No.
Oh, my bots are already gone.
So yes. So this is a nice
So
thing
I
about
cannot
the.
spawn into my bot.
This is a nice thing about the free scroll wheel. Now I can just switch weapons like this.
Oh, shit.
Break the game.
Alex Merge asking, how do I get bonus entries? Well, if you're a returning visitor,
Yes.
then you will be able to claim extra entries. And that will give you a slight edge in giveaway.
Yeah, I mean you're more of a sniper, so you really need that scoped weapon.
Yeah, or just a rifle without a scope is fine as well. But I'm more of the accuracy type of guns rather than spray and pray.
But then do you also mostly use tap shooting?
Yep.
Yeah, like single shot.
Mm-hmm.
That helps as well. Oof. We've already whittled you down to 2 players. Oh, 1.
So now I don't have any bots left.
No.
My bots are trash.
Yeah, there are commands that they will follow if you really stick to it. And if you know how to do it, but like you can tell them where to go. Oh, I thought you didn't see me there.
Yeah, I did see you there. But you have 3 more bots, so you can respawn again and again and again.
I can't really respawn, but yeah.
That's an issue. Stop shooting me, please.
Oh, 11 hits. I was trying to door bang
And
you.
you've got another one, or?
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm almost out of health now. Becomes an issue where you can get new bots over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
Goddamn.
that wasn't me.
Yeah, but that was a very low health, so he had to hit me like half a bullet.
He looked angrily in your direction and you died. It happens. It happens.
I'm very much unimpressed by my teammate bots.
Yeah, they do tend to just rush off and get themselves killed.
Just go somewhere.
I'll tell mine to hold position for now.
Hi, bot. Another bot. Oh, 2 bots. I got busy here.
Oh,
Oh, that was not a bot, that was you next to him.
was it?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
so.
Fair enough. Hello! Oh, you didn't take over the bot?
Oh, how do I do that?
Oh, you basically left and right mouse button, you cycle through the players that on your team, those to the left,
Ah,
and
okay.
then you press E to
I'll press
take.
E, okay,
yeah,
okay.
then you take control of
Okay,
the
good.
bot. Crap! I bought a wrong weapon.
I can only buy shitty weapons.
Yeah, I also. Well, actually, the Galil is not that bad, to be fair.
Is that what I have now?
No, that's the.
I bought a bad one.
That's what we call the Scout. Uh oh.
So that's a shit gun.
Oh my god.
I don't have any grenades, I think. Are you killing my bots?
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, this is not a good close combat gun. Oh shit, bad timing. I tried it with my pistol because the other one was very shit.
You actually did hit me before with that gun.
Yep.
And so yeah, so I was low health. So a pistol might have worked, but yeah.
I needed the other sniper because then you would have died with the one shot, right?
You can take over the bot.
Oh,
just first left mouse button until you get
that's
to
your
the...
bot.
Yes, that one.
Ah, nice. Oh, ouch.
Go on, bots, you can do it. Nearly there. The bots didn't need help in the end.
No. I got two, but I didn't get the third one.
Yeah. MSI is doing live streams of CS2 now. Well,
today, yes.
Just to demonstrate the gameplay a little bit, or the how it's playing with the mouse is. Because today we're playing with the Versa Pro wireless.
The mouse is nice. The game is not really my cup of tea.
I know. It's different than what you usually play.
Yeah, I do prefer it over the games with all the magical stuff though, like Valorant and Overwatch, and that's really not my type of game.
No.
So in that sense, it's okay.
Okay. So I took over the bot and then I got hit until I had 1 HP.
So now you're the bot.
Yes. I am
with
bot.
1 HP.
I am bot. I'm tempted to look at your screen to know where you are, but I shouldn't.
That's cheating.
I know. The thing is, normally I just really listen for sounds and stuff. Can't do that now.
You can hear my keyboard.
Yeah, clickety clack clack. Oh! Yeah, I had a feeling you were at that bomb site. Because you weren't at the other one. Basically. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can do something like this.
Oh, that was you?
Yes. Oh my god!
Sorry about that.
My bots
damn!
All my bots drove themselves into a corner. Oh, I got punished because I bought the big gun.
Oh.
Yes. Shouldn't do that.
Big gun is nice though.
It is. It's very nice.
Hello, Vecton. Maka maka. Oh, isn't that good?
No! Oh my god.
You got killed?
Yes. No, that's why I made that noise. Come on.
Do you still have a leftover bot?
Oh my god. Why is this so bad?
There we go.
From behind. Oh
sorry. I was on low health as well.
Yeah. The wrong gun. For they rushed long, unfortunately. And normally I have like that's why I have the M4 or something. You can spray them down.
How many rounds is this game?
Normally it's like whoever comes to 8th first, let's say.
That's 8. So this may be the final round.
If I win, yes, or it might be fun. No, died.
But do you still have a bot?
Oh my god. No, I don't. You've murdered them all.
But you're still alive.
No,
not anymore.
I was. Have a drink that will give you energy and boost your mind. Yeah, I'll try it. Thanks, Vegetom. See, Mike is now beating me at this game.
Checking acceleration.
Not a good thing.
Nice.
Hey, now my bots are finally stepping up.
Yeah, they're actually trying now.
Yes, try hard. Try hard. Oh my god. Never mind, never
Oh
mind.
shit, I'm on 9 health. That's the problem. I had a feeling, so I didn't go to the side.
Hello.
I thought that was very high. Hello bot, at least try. My god.
What bot?
Oh wait, I can take over a bot, of course.
No, you
I
can't.
always forget about that.
No, you can't. Oh!
Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you were below me for some
No,
reason.
no.
And then you come out of the tunnel. Oh my god. Hmm. Pretty sure there's gonna be me, only me, soon again.
All by myself.
Oh, what?
You still there?
Oh,
Oh, that was you.
as a bot.
But I've got my nice gun now.
I know, I know. Oh. Oh my god. I was spraying so badly. Like my spray control. I need to move this thing down. It's blocking my movement a little bit.
Excuses.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I gotta be a close game, right? Gotta be a close game. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Hello, bots. What you doing? You already became a bot?
Did I?
I think so.
Oh, then yes. Yes. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't really paying attention. Hey! Finally! I had to carry
I did
the
come
team.
back very quite far.
Yeah. Nice. Well done, well done.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I had quite a few kills. At a certain point, I had my favorite gun.
You get the hang of it. Do you want to do one more, or do you want to end it here?
No, let's
maybe-
call it a day.
It's maybe a good
Let's
time.
pick another winner
Yes.
before we close it.
Yes,
up.
let's do that. Right. Yeah, so indeed, Berg Beezer was saying you unlock bonus entries as you enter over separate streams over weeks. Indeed, so we call that loyalty points, because basically if you're a recurring viewer, you rack up more points that you can randomly just put into your tally of points, which basically just improves your chances of winning.
So next week, no live stream. Our next one will be in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
So let's see. Today is the 4th, so that's the 18th.
Yes, correct.
I also showed on the top here. Of June. Then we will be back, of course, on Wednesday again, same place, same time. And then we have our last winner for today's giveaway for our last Steam Wallet code.
Yes.
This was doable. The honor is all yours.
Again?
Yes.
Kang D.
Congratulations, Kang D. You also
Congrats.
won a Steam Wallet code. So congrats again to all the winners. We'll email the codes to you in the coming days with some instructions on how to redeem them. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope to see you again in 2 weeks' time.
We hope you like the information about the Versa Pro wireless.
And it's wireless, so we can do like the wave with.
We can do a high five with.
Bye everyone.
Bye everybody. See you next time.